Welcome back to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Josiah Schuneman. It's another week of Football Friday, and in Week 7, we got yet another rivalry game and a clash between the original Valley schools. Neuqua Valley is looking like the class of the DVC after its shutout victory over Mattia Valley. Waubonsee Valley, on the other hand, has frankly looked like quite the opposite. They're still in search of their first win after a loss to DeKalb a week ago. Can the Warriors get up for their matchup with the Wildcats and pull off a stunning upset, or will the Cats make another statement in the conference? Let's find out.
The regular season of football is slowly coming to an end. Waubonsee Valley travels to Barbaro Stadium for a clash of 204 against Neuqua Valley. A win tonight solidifies a playoff spot for the Wildcats. We start this game with Waubonsee forced to punt. Carter Stair is back to receive for the Wildcats as he catches the ball near midfield. He sees the lane on the outside and he returns it to the 4-yard line for a 45-yard punt return. Same drive as Ryan Moeller hands off to Silvano Spadafora, who finishes off the drive with a touchdown. 7-0 Neuqua with just under 6 minutes to play in the first. Time winding down and Moeller has the ball again. He passes outside to Miles Miskell, who makes a diving catch for a big first down. Wildcats start the second quarter on the same drive. Moeller hands off to Spadafora, who forces his way through the crowd for his second touchdown of the game. 14-0 Neuqua. Luke Elsie's turn in the pocket. He fires into a crowd, but his pass is intercepted by Joshua Friedman. After the interception, Neuqua is in a fourth down situation. Moeller looks for Grant Larkin in the end zone, but it goes just high. Neuqua goes into halftime with a 14-0 lead. Warriors receiving to start the second half. Brage Fowler is back for Dub V as he finds a gap and he shrugs off a tackle before he is taken down for a 40-yard return. However, the Neuqua defense stood strong and held the Waubonsee offense. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Ryan Moeller hands off to Silvano Spadafora, who runs for a 25-yard gain for a Wildcat first down. Fourth quarter now, and Moeller still has the ball. He's quickly closed down as he finds Spadafora on the outside, who runs straight through the Dub V defense for a 20-yard gain. Once again, turning the big play into points is Neuqua. Moeller tosses off to Jaden McGee, who gets 2 nice blocks, allowing him to run in the touchdown. Neuqua's defense with an impressive outing, holding Waubonsee to 1 first down the entire game, helping the Wildcats win the clash at 204 by a score of 28-0.
Bennett Academy makes the road trip to South Bend, Indiana with a 3-3 record and look to jump over the 500 mark for the first time this season. They take on the St. Joseph Indians, who come into this matchup with only 2 wins on the season. In the second quarter, the Red Wings try to get the offense going. Jake Heppel rolls out and finds a diving Rocky Rosanova for a gain of 21 yards, setting BA up near the red zone. On the very next play, Heppel draws up the screen pass, but Jack Aronowski snags it with one hand. Offense is non-existent in the first half, and both teams go into the locker room with donuts on the board. Opening drive in the second half continues with Heppel's air assault as he finds Andrew Tyson coming back to make the catch for a gain of 20 yards. Red Wings are sniffing the end zone and Heppel continues to destroy the defense. He throws a swing pass to Pat Patello and he'll take the rock 26 yards in for the touchdown. First score of the game gives Bennett a 7-0 lead. The Indians may be inside their own territory, but Ortiz puts it up for his big target, Dave McCullough, who catches it and is off and running down the sideline. He gets forced out of bounds, but it's a 70-yard play, setting St. Joseph up inside the 15-yard line. But the Bennett defense continues to show no mercy as David Cerveniak and Pierce Walsh team up to sack Ortiz and end their promising drive. Indians with the ball again, fighting against time, and Ortiz lays it into the hands of Austin Fuda to keep their drive alive. Last chance for St. Joseph, but Bennett continues to do their thing on the defensive side, getting the much-needed stops, and that is all she wrote. Red Wings are now 4-3 on the year after the 7-0 win.
It's a chilly night at Mattia Valley High School where the Mustangs welcome Naperville North to their home turf. With a win, the Huskies can become playoff eligible. In last year's matchup, the Huskies won with a last-second field goal by David Olano. We'll start with the very first play from scrimmage. Aiden Gray dumps it off to Nate Jacobs, who takes the pass, sheds a tackle, and outruns the Mustangs down the sideline all the way to the end zone. The Huskies go up 7-0 just seconds into the game. After forcing a 3-and-out, North has advanced inside the 10-yard line. Gray scrambles away from the pressure and then finds Peyton Seipel in the end zone for the second TD of the game. Huskies are up 14-0. Moving on to the second quarter, the Huskies are threatening again. This time, Aiden Gray takes it himself and strolls into the corner of the end zone. North now up 21-0. Now with 4:12 left in the half, Gray hands it off to Danny Elo, who runs through a Mustang defender and then speeds around for another Husky touchdown. North now has a commanding 28-0 lead with halftime looming. With just a minute left in the half, the Huskies are hungry for another score. Aiden Gray evades a Mustang defender, sets his feet, and launches a deep pass to Luke Williams, who hauls it in for another score. North is now up 35-7. On to the second half. This is Danny Elo getting another carry. He speeds by the defense and crosses the goal line for the second time. North has now built a 44-7 lead. Although the game is out of reach, Mattia is still working. Backed up on its own 1-yard line, Noah Larson takes the snap and flings it up towards Robert Lynch, who takes it all the way for a 99-yard TD, the longest play in stadium history. However, Naperville North goes on to win 59-14 and is now playoff eligible. The Naperville Central Redhawks head west to take on DVC foe DeKalb in a matchup between two 4-2 teams. Central is coming off a 10-7 overtime win against its crosstown rival Naperville North. DeKalb enters the game after dismantling Waubonsie Valley 49-13 last week. 5 minutes into the first drive of the game, the Redhawks find themselves in the red zone. Chris McCormack keeps it himself and receives a block on the edge as he trots his way in for the score.
Takes it in for a Naperville Central touchdown.
On the first offensive play of the night for DeKalb, QB Adrian McVicker has receiver Ethan Tierney wide open for a touchdown, but the ball is just out of reach. After both teams exchange 3-and-outs, Caleb Brown receives the handoff and gets some blocks up front as he breaks the plane for the score. Central would miss the extra point, but leads 13-0 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. The Redhawks back on offense after they stop DeKalb once again on a 3-and-out. McCormack drops back but gets his pass picked off by LeBrian Carrington. Redhawks still up 13 with 6 minutes left in the first half. Now the Redhawks are driving as McCormack drops back and finds Aaron Nussbaum between 3 defenders. Central is not able to put up points though and leads 13-0 at half. Central is now inside the 10-yard line. McCormack steps back and sees Logan Devick open on the slant route. The catch and score makes it 20-0 for the Redhawks with just under 4 minutes left in the third.
For a Central touchdown.
DeKalb is now trying to find any form of offense. McVicker rolls to his right, but he throws an interception to a tiptoeing Daniel Nussbaum on the sideline. Redhawks still up 20-0 with 11 minutes left in the game. They would add another touchdown as they get the 26-0 win in DeKalb and are now playoff eligible. The Barbs fall to 4-3 on the year. Central will be back on the road next week at Mattia Valley.
Coming up, we got the girls golf sectional here on NSW.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving.
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $200 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crime Stopper.
We have more postseason golf with the girls' Hinsdale South Sectional at Village Greens of Woodridge.
A spot in the 2022 state tournament is on the line at Village Greens Golf Course hosted by Hinsdale South. 5 Naperville area schools have made it this far, but not all can advance as a team. Bennett, Mattia, and North got here after qualifying through the Canelan Regional, while Nequa and Waubonsie advanced from the Plainfield North Regional. We begin on hole 3, where Kelly Kong is hitting for her birdie putt after a nice fairway iron shot. She misses by inches, but is able to tap in the par. Now on to hole 7, where Bennett's Jenna Schultz hits her tee shot pure. She goes on to leave the birdie putt short, but finishes up nicely here for par. Schultz cards a final round score of 71. Staying on 7 with Waubonsie's Ayana Patel at the tee. Her shot lands just onto the green and rolls towards the flag. She misses her birdie putt though and collects par. Still on 7 with Naperville North's Sarah Sanick playing on her second shot. She gets it over the tree and on the green with a great recovery shot. Sanick now trying to make par. And she does from a long distance. She finishes with a final round of 85. Moving to hole 9, Wildcat Rebecca Wu hits her second shot, and it's a beauty. She gets some spin on it to stop the ball right in front of the hole. Staying on hole 9 and with the Wildcat team, this time with Sophie Lagman. Her shot lands just in front of the green and rolls up to the putting surface. Lagman finishes the hole with a par and final round score of 80. Mattia's Macy Martin now on the 9th green trying to give this putt a good run, and she does, but it just misses. She finishes the front 9 with a score of 36. Kelly Kong is now hitting from about 50 yards out, and she connects on a nice chip. Her shot lands in front of the flag, and she grabs par on the hole. Kong ends the day with a 73 and places individually for state. Now out to 17, and it's Wu who once again shows off the spin, getting her tee shot close to the flag. She goes on to par and finishes the round with a 79, en route to helping Nequa qualify for state. Finishing off the round, Bennett's Isabel Grain hits her iron shot pure as it lands just off the green and rolls towards the flag. Her and Bennett advance to state as a team, joining Nequa and Hinsdale Central. Macy Martin now in a playoff with 3 other golfers and only 2 spots available for individual state qualifiers. On the first playoff hole, she is faced with a tough putt, but does better than most. She hits the par putt in and advances to the next hole. After everyone advanced from the second playoff hole, Martin with a big crowd gets her fairway shot close for a good look at birdie and a chance to move on to state. With her team watching nervously, Martin stares down the reed. If she makes it, she qualifies for state individually. The putt is off, and it's perfect. Martin becomes the first state qualifier for Mattia since 2015. She is joined by Kong as individual qualifiers, while Hinsdale Central picks up first place. Nequa and Bennett both finish with final round scores of 321 as the Wildcats head back to state for a second year in a row. For the play of the week, we got the Girls Golf Hinsdale South Sectional, with Macy Martin making a state-clinching shot. Her teammates nervously watching, hoping Martin can come through on this putt with a chance to qualify for state. The putt is on the way, and she nails it. Her teammates celebrate, and Martin is all hyped up, knowing she just secured her spot. One more look on this huge shot. That helped Martin become the first state qualifier for Mattia in 7 years. What a moment.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
So in Q4, Susan.
We were there when your 4th cold brew felt like a heart attack.
Oh no!
Cold brew has a lot of caffeine in it.
We were there for that.
Fair.
And we're here for everything else. Here it's personal because we get to know you.
Naperville has become a hotbed of running talent over the past several decades. new Naperville Central head boys cross-country coach Grant Began steps out of the assistant role and looks to develop the next generation of great Red Hawk runners. Patrick Cotto has the latest feature story, sponsored by Edward Elmhurst Health.
As the IHSA cross-country season hits the home stretch, the Naperville Central boys are one of those teams looking to surprise everyone in the state. The Redhawks just took a 5th place spot in the recent Twilight Invitational and hope to continue that upward swing down the road. That success is thanks to the hard work and talents from the runners on the roster, but a familiar face taking over the program has also played a major role this fall.
This is my 11th year, I think. 11th year, so yeah, it was a pretty seamless transition. A lot of extra responsibility, but really a seamless transition.
Grant Begans is the new leader for the Red Hawk cross-country team, taking the command from former head coach and now assistant Dave Ashton.
I tell him many times, I'm like, Dave, if I'm forgetting about a deadline or bug me about things, because he's been through it all and I haven't been through some of that. So it's hugely helpful to bounce ideas off him and just to kind of make sure that I'm not missing something that should be obvious but maybe isn't.
Begans has served as an assistant under Ashton for over 10 years and coaches the distance group for the Red Hawk track and field team. Now with the former leader on his side, Begans knew that this was a huge benefit going into his first fall.
He built such a strong culture over a decade, and it's something that he really, I think, prides himself on helping to build, and it's great to see. Like, the culture we have was built in Coach Ashton's time, and like I said, I'm really happy that he's still on staff to help that keep going.
His coaching ability has helped runners like Foster Shelber take their running to a higher level.
He's really good with training, and he cares a lot about this team. Like, for example, on his docs, he'll always make notes for everything and about every person on the team, and he takes a lot of time and effort into this team.
The transition has been smooth, and coaching these Red Hawk runners is nothing new to Begans, who likes their approach to the race once the gun goes off.
They're smart runners, they're dedicated runners, but they're smart. They race in a smart way. They know they can run controlled and get after it, and they know it's a 3-mile race and that nothing is won or lost in the first 800 of the first mile. But they're dedicated, they're loyal, they're fun, they're hardworking. Love those guys.
And he hopes that this group's smart and dedicated racing will translate to top times come postseason. The approaching conference meet will be the start of an exciting sprint to the finish line for the red and white.
We've had some great workouts. We had 2 very meet-like workouts 2 of the last 3 Wednesdays to show us what we can do to help increase our confidence, and now we're ready to put it together. Last month, the championship season.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
We go back out onto the links for the boys golf sectionals, starting with the Oswego sectional at Blackberry Oaks Golf Course.
Let's tee off at Blackberry Oaks for the boys golf sectional hosted by Oswego High School. Glenbard West comes in winners of the last 3 sectionals and looks to capture another team plaque. Mattia and Waubonsie Valley make their team appearances, while Naperville Central and Neuqua Valley all have individuals looking to putt their way to state. Joe Sterney gets it rolling on hole number 1 with a nice drive to the green. He golfs a 79 on the day, but is that enough to get him to state? Up next is Neuqua's Emerson Zhang hitting his ball out of the sand and on the spot. He pars in for a round of 77 and is off to state as an individual. Does his teammate Calvin Steger do the same with the par? He unfortunately misses the cut by 6 strokes, and the Cats will miss their senior. Glenbard West Grant Rosich is back in the sectional and is able to get out of the grass and in a great position. Another individual punching his ticket to state is Geneva's Austin Frick after a good round of 75. With Waubonsie's team appearance, Salil Kenduja is the only Warrior heading downstate after golfing a score of 77. Let's go to hole 14, and no surprise, it's Rosic golfing the top score on the day, as this hit takes a nice roll back that puts him in line for the birdie, and he got it. The successful round gives him a 68 and the top spot. Matthias Kyle Bucher also has a birdie chance, and it's good. However, a score of 79 won't do the trick, and we go to a 5-golfer playoff to determine the last 2 individual spots. Bucher wants to get over with it right away, as his hit from the fairway inches so close for the eagle. He gets the birdie, and that leaves 1 spot open for the last individual. Central's Joe Cerny is in a battle for that last spot against Plainfield North's Evan Zarnick, and both go even on hole 2. So we go to 3, and Cerny is able to get out of a mess, landing him in position to put in the par. Although Zarnick also has a par chance, and he's got it to keep the playoff going. Zarnick bogeys on hole 4, so that leaves the door open for Cerny, who gets to go for par and takes the last spot after a wild playoff. At the end of the day, it's Hinsdale Central taking the plaque after their 5th best score determined the winner. 4 of our area golfers will tee off at the Den at Fox Creek.
A beautiful day for sectional golf at Old Orchard Country Club in Mount Prospect. Bennett Academy competing in the 2A St. Viator sectional after finishing as the regional runner-up a week ago. The Red Wings have a deep lineup with anyone in the 6-player rotation capable of pulling their weight to help the team. Here on the par 3 11th hole, Aiden McGuire drives it to the green, which sets up a par. McGuire driving the ball brilliantly the entire day. One of the teams moving on to state is Lamont, who finishes in 3rd place as a team with a 299. Joey Scott with a great par putt here on 11 as he leads the team with a 1-under round of 71. On to the treacherous 17th hole. It's the longest par 3 on the course with a big water hazard to hit over. The type of hole where you are thrilled just to make par and move along. Bennett's Joey Plummer does just that, and he is fired up as the Red Wings are in the hunt for a trip downstate. Plummer with a 76. Bennett senior Ryan Daniger doing his part to qualify for state for the first time. His tee shot on 17 is right on the money, settling about 12 feet above the pin. He goes on to 2-putt for par and shoots a 71 on the day, tied for 3rd best overall. Wheaton Academy won the regional title a week ago. Sam DeKema doing his part with a fantastic birdie putt on 18. He also shoots a 71, but Wheaton finishes 1 stroke away from team qualification in 4th place. Also on 18, Bennett sophomore Charlie Davenport chips his 3rd shot onto the green, setting up an easy par tap-in. That secures a 2nd place team finish for Bennett Academy with a 294 as they head to state. Finn Riley and Jack Kerrigan will be the other 2 Bennett golfers competing downstate. The team champions come from St. Ignatius, who are led to a score of 289 by Jacob Gupta, Charlie Krasnowich, Liam Nelson, and Ian Love, who you see just sticking this fairway shot right onto the green. Love and Bennett's Aiden McGuire tie for the individual low score with a 70, and we head to a playoff to decide the medalist. The first playoff hole is at the par 4 10th. Love putting for birdie from the edge of the green, and it's just offline, so he taps in for par. McGuire also going for birdie, but forced to chip. He won't get the birdie, but it's a great shot that leaves an easy par tap in as well. On to the par 3 11th hole where Love takes advantage of a bogey from McGuire. The Villanova recruit wins the sectional with this par putt, but the Red Wings still feeling great about heading to state this weekend. Up next, the postseason begins for girls tennis here on NSW. NCTV 17 is the place for all Naperville area high school football action, covering all 6 local teams. Whether you're a student athlete, parent, or just a fan of the game, stay on top of what's happening in your hometown high school football scene. Sign up for Football Friday today to get all the action delivered straight to your inbox on Saturday morning. Subscribe for free at nctv17.org/subscribe.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $200 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We bring you one more playoff highlight. This time it's the Girls Tennis DVC Championship. Which school will take home the 2022 conference plaque?
Let's get our excitement on for the Girls DVC Tennis Championship at Naperville Central. Neuqua Valley comes in after an undefeated regular season as the Cats, along with everyone else, is looking for strong performances with postseason around the corner. We begin with the third place match of the two doubles as Wabanzi's Taylor Urtis and Saria Kota take on Naperville North's Hassini Padu and Isha Ilandasari. The two squads show off their aggressive serves, and it's the Husky bunch getting the advantage. Although Urtis and Kota want to show that they can hang with the top dogs. A nice rally is taking place on the court that results in the two in orange unable to make the return, and the point goes to the Warriors. This was an intense two sets for Padu and Ilandasari, but they both do enough to win it 6-2 and 7-6 and take the third place spot in two doubles. Now let's go to the third place match of one doubles featuring Mattia Sophia Cahew and Serena Salim taking on Naperville Central's Gianna Zhao and Myra Patel. It's Cahew on to serve that sets up the action. The Redhawks try to keep it going, but Zhao's return hits the net, giving Mattia the point. Next time around, it's Central getting some breathing room, and this time it's MV that can't return it over, and the award goes to Central. Mattia wins the first set 7-6 and want to put it away quickly in set number 2, and they do with the 6-2 win. Cahew and Salim take third place in two doubles. Singles time, starting with the one singles third place match. Naperville North's Annika Parek takes on Neuqua Sophia Chow after both came off tough semifinal losses. In a nice back and forth go-around, Chow gets awarded the effort after Parek hits it over the line. Although Parek knows it's a long match, so she'll hit her ball in the right spots and wait patiently for the opportunity to come. After the send over, Chow can't get it back, and Parek takes the advantage. It was not an easy 3 sets for Parek as she bounced back after a 6-3 loss with 6-4 and 7-6 wins and finishes in third place. Central Sophia Olaru wins the one singles championship. Last but not least is the one doubles championship between Naperville North's Brooke Kaufman and Gabby Lee against Neuqua's Hannah Kestenberg and Emily Chow. The Husky pair won the earlier matchup in the regular season, and they are off to a great start after Kaufman delivers the heat. It was all business for Lee and Kaufman as they win it in straight sets 6-0, 6-0, and that helps Naperville North capture the DVC title ahead of Neuqua Valley and Naperville Central.
It's a Mattia Valley sweep for the play of the week, where Noah Larson and Robert Lynch connect for a record-breaking play. The Mustangs backed up on their own 1-yard line. Larson sets and throws it up to a wide-open Lynch, who takes it all the way for a 99-yard touchdown. That's the longest play in stadium history. It wasn't a great night for Mattia, but that's definitely a play to be happy about. That'll do it for the show this week. Next week, girls tennis heads to the sectional round, and we move into week 8 of Football Friday. Don't forget, we're always online. Check us out on our website for extended highlights and stories at nctv17.org. You can also find us on social media at nctv17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. See you next week.